property taxes, HOA fees, homeowners title insurance, money for escrow. These are all items that are included in closing costs. Now, closing costs can be really scary and very intimidating. So in this video, we're going to talk about everything that goes into your closing costs and what you should expect when you get to the closing table. Okay, let's get started. The first thing I want to say is that closing costs are not your down payment. They are two separate items you need to be prepared for when you're purchasing your home. It's easy to think that you only have to pay for one or the other, or that money that goes towards one will help pay for the other, or vice versa. But just keep this in mind that when we're talking about closing costs, we are not talking about your down payment. Unless you are doing a VA loan or a USDA loan, you will have some sort of down payment, and you for sure will have closing costs. What are closing costs exactly? Closing costs are the fees that you pay to secure the loan and also to make sure that your new home has a clear title. And the best way to think about closing costs is that they are generally 3 to 4% of your purchase price for the home. $250,000 home is going to have closing costs that are approximately $7,500 to $10,000. So that's just a really easy way to think of it. Now, that is a lot of money, so before you panic, I am going to talk about a few ways that you can save on your closing costs at the end of this video, so do stick around. So the first thing I want you to look at when you are looking at your closing costs is I want you to look at your lender fee, or sometimes it's called a loan origination fee. These will vary lender to lender. And this is why I say it's always a good idea to shop around. A lot of people get really hung up in the interest rate that the lender is offering them. And they just see, oh, this lender is offering me a good interest rate, I'm good to go. But you really need to look at those loan origination or loan processing fees, because they will vary lender to lender, bank to bank. Some lenders will charge a flat fee and other lenders will charge a percentage of the loan amount. Let's say like 1%. So again, using a $250,000 home, if lender A might charge a $500 flat fee and lender B might charge $2,500 to process the same loan. So you can see here, this is a big difference and it can really start to rise your closing costs up. So you want to pay attention to your loan origination or lender fees. I want you to look at is your appraisal fee. Now, you have to pay for an appraisal either way, but some lenders will bundle it into the overall cost of your loan, and some will leave it out completely because they'll say that you need to shop for it separately. Neither way of doing it is wrong or right, but if lender A seems to have a better fee, you might want to look at that and see if they've included your appraisal in there or if they're expecting you to shop for it separately. Other things that are included in your closing costs are your title policy. Now, what that is the title company is they will go and they'll do their history of the title of the home, and they'll make sure that the current sellers have the right to sell you that home. It does happen where they will find some long lost sibling or relative that actually does have a claim to that home. So it's really important that the title company does this process so that you know when you're getting your home, you're getting a free and clear title. Other items that will be included in your closing costs will be doc review fees, processing fees, underwriting fees, title fees, recording fees, taxes, state, local, and transfer tax, way fees, EMI, other insurance, homeowners insurance, title insurance, and prepaid and escrow fees. Sounds like a lot, but if you just remember to set aside 3 to 4% of the home's purchase price, you will be able to cover all of these fees. Another thing is when you apply for a loan, you'll get your loan estimate worksheet and you'll be able to see an estimate of all of these fees that I'm talking about. So that'll give you a pretty good idea of what you're dealing with. And then when you actually purchase a home, at a minimum of 3 days before you close on your home, you'll get your actual loan disclosure form. And that is the exact amount of money that you need to bring to the table on closing day. And the key here is that your loan estimate form that you get at the beginning and then your loan disclosure form, those numbers by law need to be really, really close so that you're not getting 3 days away from the closing table and finding out that your closing fees are much, much higher than you expected. So just rest assured that when you get that loan estimate doc at the beginning of your home buying journey, that it will match pretty closely to what you actually have to pay on closing day. So that's closing costs pretty much in a very quick nutshell. And as promised at the beginning of the video, I said that I was going to discuss a few ways that you can save on your closing costs. First thing you can do to save on closing costs is to shop around. And I know I sound like a broken record. I say this all the time, but it's really, really important that you shop around for your mortgage. The second thing you can do to reduce your closing costs is that you can always ask the seller to pay all or part of your closing costs. Now, this is really difficult to do in a seller's market, but you can always ask. You always have that right. But if we're in a more even market or a buyer's market, then you should most definitely be asking the sellers to contribute something to your closing costs. The third thing you can do is you can check out the DPA programs or down payment assistance programs in your area. And if you're not sure how to do that, I will leave a few links down below. It doesn't matter where you're watching this video from, those links should help you out. There are over 2,000 down payment and closing cost assistance programs out there. And so one of those could potentially work for you. And you know, it's just worth doing the little bit of extra legwork to see if you can qualify for one of these programs. It's literally free money in most cases that is just waiting for you to take. And the fourth thing you can do to try to reduce your closing costs is ask your employer. A lot of employers, especially if you work for a larger employer, offer some sort of incentives or programs to their employees to help them purchase homes. So it never hurts to ask. And the fifth thing you can do is gift funds. Now, if you have somebody that's willing to gift you some money to help with the purchase of your home, that would certainly help you with either the down payment or your closing costs. And you never know. I mean, maybe somebody has been setting aside money to gift to you when you're ready to buy a home. So don't be shy about this. And if you are doing that, it's always important that you're having that conversation right away with your lender because gift funds do need to be handled in a certain way. Sixth thing you can do to lower your closing cost fees is to shop around for the things that you can shop for. View that loan estimate worksheet. They'll divide it up into sections, and one section will be lender fees, things you cannot shop for, and things you can shop for. So pay attention to those things that you can shop for. Those are usually things like your mortgage insurance, homeowner's insurance, etc. And shop around for those. You don't want to just take the numbers that the lender gave you. You might be able to get it cheaper. So your takeaways for this video is that down payment and closing costs are not the same thing. Your closing costs do not pay your down payment. Your down payment does not pay your closing costs. They're two separate items that you will need to have money for when you're buying a home. Your other takeaway is that your closing costs will be about 3 to 4% on average of the purchase price of your home. So if you just remember that, you should be good to go as you're putting money aside to get ready to purchase your home. I also want you to keep in mind that people buy homes every single day, even in a crazy seller's market that we're in right now. And you know what? These people are not any more special than you. They just figured out how to make it happen. And if they can figure it out, I know that you can figure it out too. So don't get discouraged and don't give up. If you're in the Twin Cities, headed to the Twin Cities, or anywhere in Minnesota, and you would like more information about working with me, I will put my contact information below. I would be most honored to work with you and to help you with your buying and selling needs. So please do not hesitate to reach out to me, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.